How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Master Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. And a little bit of Resurgence time in the form of their double IPA Head in the Clouds. Resurgence. Let me use some Resurgence. Didn't love all their beers. Sponge Candy is fantastic. The barrel aged version is great. But their barrel aged version of their what was it? Irish Breakfast. Wasn't a big fan of. Liked the base of that. So it's not like I'm like all thumbs up on Resurgence, but more times than not, I actually enjoy the beer. So I'm lucky enough to have a buddy, George. You all know George does the troll review section of the stuff I do, and he's been on some regular reviews. He goes to Buffalo quite often, and he picked this up for me, and I'm going to review it. So here we go. As far as what it says on the can itself, it says Head in the Clouds, double IPA, Resurgence. Brewing company, obviously. It says here, this double IPA is packed full of our favorite juicy hops. It hits you with huge aromatics of peach, orange, citrus, ripe melon, and pineapple. Full body to coat the mouth with fresh pressed hop juiciness. This brew finishes with a nice balance of bitter sweetness. 8.4% alcohol by volume. And that'd be that. Hey boys, I like it. It's basically the huge Resurgence Buffalo Head logo on it in green to represent the greeniness of the hops, I assume. So, doesn't blow me away, but at the same time, I dig it. So, yeah, let's give it a whirl. When I went on my Boston trip, most of you know, if you watch my channel, I went on a Boston trip. I actually bumped into the Resurgence guys at Jack's Abbey. Me and George sat down. We ordered a couple beers and a pizza, and sitting there, and two guys sit down, and I look over, and I'm like, the dude, both of them were decked out in Resurgence stuff, and I just thought it was funny, of all the places you're going to bump into somebody in Boston from Buffalo. And I was like, yeah, those guys have Resurgence stuff on. And George was with me, and George loves these guys, and he started talking to them, and ended up being the brewers and owners. So it was a pretty cool little thing. Finger and a half, nothing too creamy, but nothing too rocky kind of head going on in there. Pretty uniform stuff, just off white, and it's got a nice soft yellow glow to it. A little bit of richer, kind of honeyish, kind of orange in the middle, but a lot of it's just vibrant, almost highlighter yellow on the edges. And, it's shooting for that kind of hazy, juicy double IPA thing that everybody loves. It's kind of got that. So, let's see what she has in the nose. Citrus. I'm getting a lot of citrus, but I'm getting a spicy malt here, almost like a rye malt. Don't know where that's coming from. Yeah, it's a soft citrus leading the way. Maybe a little bit of I'm getting with that spiciness combined with that. There's a weed danky bitterness, but it's not like skunky. It's more like just low grade midi weed. Combine that with that spiciness, I'm kind of getting a melon vibe off it, but melon rind, like mango rind off of it. Nothing super sweet in here. Enough sweetness. It smells like that's going to hold it up, prop it up. Prop those hops up, but at the same time, it doesn't smell overly sweet. And that's pretty much it. So it's the citrus, those melons, that mango kind of skinny spiciness, but again, I don't think it's like a mango thing in there. There's like a spice I can't really kind of dial in on it. But it smells pretty good. It smells interesting, let's put it that way. So she looks good. She smells interesting. Let's see what she tastes like. Cheers. A lot sweeter than I thought it'd be in the mouth, but not nearly sweet or overly sweet. I just thought it was going to be a little bit less sweet than what I got. It's a lot more fruity in the mouth than it is on the nose, but I'm still getting that spiciness. So I'm getting citrus, but it's definitely not bittering citrus, and I'm kind of getting that pineapple thing they were talking about in there. Getting that little bit of kind of melony vibes. Not so much in your stone fruitiness isn't really here. But I'm getting this spiciness in there. It's unique. It tastes like a yeast or a malt thing. It's not as heavy hitter in the mouth that it is in the nose, but it's still there. It's like a weird kind of pseudo rye malt. Or at the same time, like I said, like the mango thing, that like sometimes you get those kind of mango IPAs and they have that kind of burn to them. It's like that, but it stops short of being burny and just more of like a spicy pepperiness. Almost like a saison pepperiness kind of dialed up to 11. Not a bad thing, just kind of not something I expected in a beer. And it's nice. Mouthfeel's nice. Nothing too crazy. Probably a little bit thinner than you expect based off of the look. But it's a nice beer. Definitely doesn't drink 8.4. Drinks a little, definitely less than that. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Nice beer. A little bit different than what you'd expect from a New England style IPA. I mean, I don't think they touted it as that on here. I think they're doing their own thing. But when you look at beers like this, kind of lean towards that kind of super uber juicy end of things. You're not really going to get that here. What you're going to get is something unique in a fun way. And something drinkable even at 8.4%. It's just not... The fruit flavors are present, but more like not sweetened fruit. They're more like that actual like unripened kind of fruit flavors as opposed to being like overtly juicy. Let's put it that way. So yeah, let's talk about it. Is it one of the better double IPAs I've had as of late? No, only because there's ones that outdo it for me. There's ones that I love way more. So this one kind of isn't in the running for me because I like my stuff to skew that direction, to skew that kind of sweet fruitiness. And this kind of stops short of that. But at the same time, it's interesting, and I'm enjoying the shit out of it. So it's not so much a matter of me kind of fawning all over it or falling in love with it. I still really enjoy it. It's like a weird thing. It's a weird beer in the sense that I think it's like almost like a mixture of East and West Coast IPAs, but like a East, if they're East New School Northeast IPA mixed with a New School West IPA, which it doesn't even fucking exist yet. It's almost like you're getting this kind of spicy dankiness from the beer that if the West Coasters were to make their version of the New England style IPA. The spiciness is probably coming from the hops. They probably use, some of your old school C's or something like that, your Columbus or even some Fuggles or something like that that's giving you kind of like a tea, kind of earthy spiciness to it. That's probably where that's coming from. But it just almost like makes me kind of think of a rye kind of IPA. So let's skip to that portion of the show because I actually don't know how much it costs because it was given to me by George, and availability, it's usually a brewery only thing. We'll skip to if you like what we like this. If you like rye IPAs, I know it's not a rye IPA, but I kind of get those kind of vibes off it. So if you like those, you'll like this. If you like interesting beers, if you like that kind of weird thing I just made up of New School East versus West, kind of the menage a trois amalgamation of beers, then you'd be into it. And if you're into just a breweries trying to do good things, because that's the thing, I dig in Resurgence and what they do. Their beers are fun. They're always interesting. They're never kind of resting on their laurels. So if you're into that kind of stuff, it's definitely worth checking out. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you didn't, anywhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers, and all 4 of those places. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice Buffalo style IPA right now, and hopefully see you next time. Cheers.